So this is the basic RoboSketch interface that we have. And it's got three basic components that you need to know about. You've got poses, scenes, and audio. And those are kind of the components that make up some of these motions. Over here you've got a visualizer of what the robot's doing, and here you get some options that are context dependent on what you're doing here. So just to start with the kind of the most basic thing first, audio is exactly what you would think it is. So these are folders, these here, and you can scroll through this. It's got a bunch of audio clips already in there. You can also add a folder or add your own audio. You can just upload it to the site. And that'll be useful when we build something for the robot to do. We can have audio synchronized with it. So following the same design, the most basic kind of thing for movement is a pose. And so we've got bends and we've got poses in here. And what a pose is, I'll click on one and open it up, is basically just a position that the robot is in. And it's just a single position, and that's it. And so what you can do is you can adjust that position using these sliders to whatever you would like it to be. And then you can just save it right there. And what poses are useful for is making scenes. And so if we go over to scenes, we have the same layout. We have folders and we have scenes here. I'm going to click edit on a scene that's already been built, and it'll load up in this timeline down here. And what a scene is it's a series of poses or positions of the robot over time. So you'll see if I drag through this, you'll see the robot kind of animating to this. And all these little diamonds are just keyframes, and it says at this point in time you need to be at this position. And so we can actually grab some of these keyframes and you can move them around if you need to. You can also just kind of go over here to the end and maybe you just add a keyframe, kind of tilt the head up like that. One thing you'll notice, like right when I hit about here, this line changes to red. And the red lines indicate that can't actually be run on a physical robot because it's too fast or it requires too much torque or something. So what you would do in that case is you'd want to probably just grab this keyframe and then just drag it out until you get green again. And then that will actually run on the robot when you're ready to do that. You can also go in here and you go to your poses and you can just click insert and it'll drop in that pose, and then it'll automatically do the animation to it. And that's nice if you want to keep things kind of consistent. So once you have it, you hit the space bar and it will just play through this timeline here like that. And you can also add the audio in and scrub through it as well. There's also some little hints here about how to do different things, like D deletes stuff that's selected, and K will get you. So if you want like just to duplicate this keyframe, you just hit K and it'll duplicate it for you wherever you're at with the slider. The other thing that's going to be important is you want to actually send this to the physical robot to play. So that's done right here in Play on Robot. And what you'll do is you'll just go in here and type in the name of the robot, the same name that you give it on the software side on the robot, and then you'll click the play button, and that will send it to the robot to be played out. Now, if you have audio in your project, the first time that you play that project with that audio, if the robot doesn't have a copy of that audio already, it'll take it a few seconds to download a copy of it. So there'll be a little bit of a delay the first time you play it, but after that it'll have a copy and it won't need to do that every time. And the other thing is that if you do name multiple robots the same thing, they will all respond to the commands that you send to that name. But other than that, this is kind of the basic interface for designing motions synced with audio, and you can run it both in simulation and on the physical robot.